Brian Dulesky with Able Distributors. Welcome to the Dual Fuel Solution Guide. What is dual fuel? Two fuels to heat your home. Gas and electric is what we're dealing with here. So that gas and electric could be a furnace and a heat pump. It could be a Unico small duct high velocity system with a hot water coil tied to a gas burning boiler and a heat pump. So again, it's anything gas and electric heating is what we're dealing with here. So when you go through the solution guide, you're gonna have to pick out what pieces and bits and everything you need. So we're gonna show you our furnace in the guides. Again, if you've already got a furnace, you can just delete that part and just use all the rest of the controls to make everything work for you. So again, you're gonna pick out the furnace or the Unico, some way of moving the air. You're gonna pick out the heat pump, whether it's a 3-ton or 5-ton, 18 series or 20 series, so you gotta choose there. Coil, now Unico, the coil will be part of the package. Air handler, again, it's gonna be built into the package. Furnace, you're gonna have to have a coil. Line set, again, figure out how many feet you need, select the right line set. The controls, whether it be zoning controls, we're gonna pull out some of those and you can click on those through the guide, or a thermostat. Now the thermostat, we're only gonna allow you to click on a dual fuel thermostat. So that thermostat basically has to be able to tell the outdoor condenser unit when to run and when not. So you're gonna program that thermostat to say, hey, when it's 40 degrees out or less, go with the gas furnace. When it's 40 degrees out or more, go with the heat pump. All that wiring, drawings, and everything else is in our control solution guide, and we've got videos on everything here too. So again, you're gonna have to choose that, and we're gonna guide you in the right direction. We're not gonna let you get the wrong thermostat. An ERM is gonna be another option. So why is ERM an option? Let's say you've got a furnace up in the attic and it's had an AC and you really wanna go with a heat pump. You need 4 wires to be able to control the heat pump and defrost, and you might only have 2 low voltage wires outside. An ERM, again, you have to choose the right step, but an ERM from Honeywell will allow that red link thermostat to talk to the outdoor unit with only 2 wires, and it takes that 2 wires, powers 4 now, so everything works with a heat pump. The pad, why a high-rise pad? Again, if you run this thing low, so the only time I would run it low is if it's a different package, which would be electric heat, or let's say your dual fuel, your gas was propane, and you really wanted to use as little propane as possible, you might run that heat pump lower. What happens when you run it lower, let's say it's a 32-degree day and it's misty rain, that coil could ice up because that outdoor coil runs about 10 degrees colder than outside air. So it could ice up. When it goes into defrost, essentially what that ERM does, or the 4 wires does, is say, okay, we're gonna fire up that furnace to produce heat. We're gonna turn on the AC on the condenser unit, again, to produce heat on that coil to shed the ice. So the high-rise pad, it just gets it up about 10 or 11 inches and allows that ice and that frost someplace to go. So you're gonna want that. A surge protector, why? You know what, if you've seen the boards in this, it's a big board. Having some way of protecting yourself of over, under, spikes, a brownout, any of those situations, a surge protector is a must. A temperature sensor or Wi-Fi stat. So again, if you go with a Honeywell thermostat, we can have a red link outdoor temperature. If you go with a Wi-Fi thermostat, again, you might need more wires, you definitely need the common. Then it will take the temperature from the weather forecast. Why does it need to know the temperature? Again, when you set up your thermostat, you're gonna tell this thing when to use the heat pump and when to go to the gas burning furnace or boiler with a Unico, a hot water coil. At some point, you're gonna do that changeover. And that outdoor temperature sensor allows us to select that mode. So again, for me, Chicagoland, if I had a gas furnace like the ultimate 97%, I would do that changeover at about 45 degrees. I would say, you know, at below 45 degrees, use my Napoleon furnace. It's a great furnace, it's super efficient, quiet, use that. Above 45 degrees, the heat pump's actually gonna be more efficient. So again, you need some kind of a temperature sensor to make that decision of when to flip over. So there you have it, the dual fuel. And again, we have control solution guide that will help you with drawings and wiring and setting up the thermostats and everything like that. And we won't steer you wrong. We won't let you choose the wrong thermostat. We've got videos linked here. Brian Dulesky, Able Distributors. Thank you.